support center maturity stage. In support department, there are a variety of stages which the support department has to go through. So let's get into the all the aspect of the support center maturity stages. The first stage is called a tactical stage. So in tactical stage, you will find two stages, reactive and proactive. The second stage is strategic in nature. You will find customer centric and business centric. So let's understand the tactical stage first. Tactical stage is more of reactive, in that the first stage is reactive. So tactical means short term, that is the beginning level. So here basically the support is new. So from the picture itself, you can see that the customer support agent doesn't have any clue about how the support department is being operated. So whenever a new customer support department is evolved, it basically falls under this category. Then no support center strategy. At this reactive stage, company doesn't have a clear strategy about how to provide support services to their clients. For example, what support channel should be selected to serve the customers, like email, chat, phone, or social media. So many startup companies, what they do at this stage, they provide basic email support because they are unclear about the support operating hours. So normally, like they start by providing a 9 by 5 email support. Also, like they are also not sure about what operating technology to be used, that is the support operating technology. So they either use an email account or a basic email support tool to serve the client. Operating on a standard business hour. So at this stage, companies are at the startup and growth trend, so they really don't spend enough money on support center because they consider support as a cost. So all these budgets are basically spent in designing and improving the product. So in order to save money, the customer support is initially provided by the product team instead of having a dedicated support team. So they just provide support as per their availability, like a 9 to 5 support. In some organizations, I've seen like founder, they provide support in the beginning at this stage. No tier setup. So at this stage, the customer support department is not structured and there is no tier setup. That is, there is no internal team like a dedicated customer support team, service team, billing team, and other teams which are required actually to run a support department. So all these enquiries are coming to support is directly handled by a single person. No process in place. At this stage of reactive, there is no process in the customer support department. Highly labor driven, as the support department is not structured, there is no process to determine the number of people required to run the support department. So there is no strategy in place to know how the support is going to scale up due to cost constraint. Hence, the existing employees are asked to stretch beyond their login hour. That's why it is called highly labor driven. Let's get into the proactive stage of tactical. So in the proactive stage, support has been existence for some time. So at this stage, customer support has evolved from a reactive stage to proactive stage. That is, the customer support team have been serving the client for a long time. For an example, a year has passed or maybe a quarter. Develop operational plan. At this stage, many organization, they hire a customer support manager or maybe a head of department to manage the whole customer support life cycle. So an operational plan about how to operate the customer support department within the given budget is actually developed by the support head, and it is getting executed with the help of support team leader as they drive the front end support employees. Effective implementation of technology. So at this stage, an appropriate support technology is selected, ensuring the short term and long term business goal as well as the support goal. Started tracking the KPIs. So at this stage, some basic performance indicator about customer support department is tracked, like number of cases handled by customer support team every day, number of customers satisfied with the customer support, average reply time on chat or email or phone call, extended support hours to meet the demand. So at this stage, the support availability to serve the customer is extended by the organization to meet the client expectation. For an example, earlier in reactive stage, only 9 by 5 support was provided. However, at this stage, organization might plan to extend the support hour to 9 by 7. Staff is more involved in professional communities to develop skills. So at this stage, organization starts providing training to customer support employees to improve their skill set. For an example, certification training program is arranged, that is training and certification for newly promoted team leaders about how to coach and manage the front end employees. Training and certification program for support managers about how to manage the support team leaders and its team. Training and certification for existing employees about how to improve their skills in the existing role, like managing the front customer support interaction more efficiently. So at this stage, support employees are given a professional level of training to develop skill sets. Set up survey mechanism to capture VOC. So at this stage, organization has set up a mechanism to measure the quality deliverable of customer support team. That is by sending a survey after every interaction is handled by the support agent. So this can be done after the end of an email, phone or chat conversation. Setting up knowledge database. So at this stage, organization creates internal and external knowledge database. That is public facing and articles are written for all the known issues and resolutions are documented in detail so that customer who comes to self service can find the information at the earliest and quickly. Also, internal knowledge database is written for the support employees so that they can find the correct information to support the customers. Limited integration to change release and problem management. So change release and problem management process is actually taken care by the product team. To support the customer correctly, many a times we have seen like support department will need access to change release and problem management process. However, at the proactive stage of reactive phase, limited access is given to the support department. Set up SLA and OLA. At this stage, organization work under the SLA and OLA guidelines. Now, SLA stands for Service Level Agreement, which is an agreement between end user and the company. For an example, any chat coming to support team should be answered within 30 seconds and to be resolved in an hour. OLA means operating level agreement between customer support department and other stakeholders in the company like product team. Example, case escalated to product team must be resolved within 2 hours. So OLA is basically designed in such a way that there is a buffer time kept in consideration to meet the SLA. Let's talk about customer centric stage under the strategic level. So we spoke about reactive, proactive under the tactical stage. So whatever good practices we followed under the tactical stage, especially in the proactive stage, will remain same, but we will implement some new, factors in the customer centric stage so that customers are happy. So organization at customer centric stage, what they do is they focus on satisfying the customer needs. So they will give priority to all the customers so that all the customers are happy and retain. So whenever any feedback or any improvement or any idea is shared by the customer, it's implemented as much as possible with the help of the VOC program. Started offering multi-channel support. So at this level, what organization does is they try to implement multi-channel support. Like from an email support, they will extend their support to chat, phone, text, WhatsApp. So all the level of support, multi-channel support will be provided to the customer so that they are delighted and they can reach customer support by contacting any medium of support they prefer. So that's why company at the customer centric stage starts offering multi-channel support. 24 by 7 support, very important. Here a 24 by 7 support is deployed so that all the customers can taken care of from any region they are contacting the customer support team. Implemented quality assurance process. So at this stage a quality assurance process is needed because measuring the customer impact is very important. So organization, they implement a quality assurance process so that a high level of service can be delivered by the customer support department. Implemented workforce management process. So at this stage, a workforce management process is also implemented so that the number of cases, which are coming to support team can be forecasted and number of people required in each shift to meet the SLA can be identified. Implemented process for capturing feedback and feature request. So at this stage, the organization develops a process to capture the feedback and feature request about any feedback which is sent by the client, how it should be recorded, how it should be assessed, prioritized and shared with the management team. So the entire VOC process is defined under the customer centric stage, because all the customers are important and their feedback has to be implemented as much as possible. Important KPI has been identified and communicated. So at this stage, important KPIs, that is the key performance indicator, is defined to measure the effectiveness of the customer support department and employees. So in the reactive stage, only basic KPIs were measured, but here the key performance indicator will be measured. That is the goal for the department, like percent of satisfied with the support, percent of people particularly satisfied with the customer support center, service level goals like wait time, percent of calls or chats to be answered within 20 seconds or 30 seconds, email resolution time, issue resolution time. All these important metrics which are very important support will be measured, and the support department will be measured how they are performing on the above goals. Also, support employees are also sent email to track their performance management processes. ITIL good practices has been implemented. So ITIL provides one framework for achieving ITSM. So basically, like, it was developed by Central Computer and Telecommunication Agency, which is called CCTA UK in 1990. So it has a kind of 5 set of books which documents best practices that enables support organization to perform at a top level. So out of this book, there is one book called Service Operation, which deals with good practice of customer support department. So hence at this stage, ITL service operation good practices is implemented. So all this problem management process, change management process, incident management process, request fulfillment process are properly streamlined with the help of ITL good practices. Business centric. So we learned about the customer centric stage. So whatever good practices we had in the customer centric stage will be followed in the business centric stage. So all the best practices which I spoke about customer centric, which has been established, will remain same for the business centric. Business centric support satisfies the customer being inside the boundary of the organization policy. Let's take an example so that it can be understood. There is a customer and he is having an SLA with the company saying we will provide only 24 by 7 chat support. So at the customer centric stage, if this customer is requesting a call back, then the customer support agent might call the client to meet their expectation. However, at the business centric stage, customer department will stay inside the boundary of the SLA policy and will communicate to the customer stating that they only have a 24 by 7 chat support SLA. Hence, we won't be able to honor the callback request unless under a special case or as an exception. So that is called business centric. So under business centric, all the best practices, like I said, which we had in the customer centric will be same for business centric, and they stay within the boundary of the organization policy. In that, we have first important thing, that is vision alignment. So what vision alignment is called is basically every organization, they will have their own vision. That's the kind of service they should provide to their client. So at this stage, customer support department aligns their vision with the organization's overall vision so that business goal can be achieved. Example, organization vision is to provide quality support to their customers. Okay, quality support to the customers. So now, keeping this point in consideration, customer support department will operate at a high quality level so that organization and business key goals can be achieved. That's called vision alignment. Vision integration. So every organization has a value ethics towards their customers. Therefore, at this stage, customer support department will ensure that the service is delivered without impacting those values as defined by the organization. That's called value integration. Fully automated process. So at this stage, organization leverages their support technology by automating all the manual processes as much as possible so that efficiency and productivity can be increased. So all the business rule in the technology wherein automation can be done at the possible level will be done so that efficiency can be increased. Seats at the table. So at this stage, customer support department ensures that right number of people are scheduled at the right time to meet the service level agreement. That's why it says seats at the table are always available to meet the client expectation as per the SLA. Measure support center to business KPIs. Very important part. At the proactive and customer centric stage, only the non-monetary KPI, which are more operational in nature, was measured, like department customer satisfaction score, support channel SLA like wait time, percent of calls, chats answered within 30 seconds. These are more all operational goals. However, at strategic level, start assessing how the support center adds monetary value to the organization, like number of sales leads generated by the support team, number of upselling done by the support department, number of bills collected by the support team, number of client retained by the support team. So basically there is a monthly recurring revenue goal which is again attached to the support department so that the business goal of the organization can be achieved. So that comes under the business centric stage.